Welcome back to another piece of content. This is the retention lifestyle. Hope y'all doing well, man. Hope y'all doing good, staying blessed. So, we're going to be talking about why you need to become a warrior for Christ on semen retention. And what it really comes down to, bro, it comes down to charging up your life force in order to combat the spiritual warfare that is taking place right now. Your seminal fluid, is perhaps your greatest weapon to combat and overcome obstacles that you will face in the physical realm and in the spiritual realm. No matter what, you'll endure spiritual warfare when you become a warrior for Christ, when you are chosen from the Most High. Because this life force represents God. It was made from God, the very thing that creates life. You'll become an unstoppable force once you learn how to harness the power of retention and go days, weeks, months without jerking the banana and giving way to sinful lust. Think of boxers or, UFC fighters. Lots of them don't have sex prior to a fight, nor do they masturbate. And this is to ensure that their testosterone is high going into the fight. You see, when you ejaculate, the first thing your body is inclined to do is to sleep. And when you're in a fight, the last thing you're going to do is want to sleep. So in the midst of you ejaculating, there's so much tension in the base of your penis that it may be difficult for you to pass up the sensation that you're receiving. You know what I'm saying? The pleasure that you're getting. It's almost hard to fight it off. So someone as an ideal fighter, such as Bruce Lee, he's not tense before a fight. He's in a more relaxed, calm state, fluid in the mind. And one thing you got to understand is that ejaculation, constant ejaculation, it only provides a weak mental state. You see, a fighter can lose a fight before actually getting knocked out due to a weak mental state because they lost mentally. When they sacrificed power instead of sacrificing pleasure. So for a normal retainer, such as me and you, this can apply to our real life. Regardless of what challenges you're facing, you may have a big test coming up. You have to crush that job interview. You know what I'm saying? Or you could be running an important business, becoming an entrepreneur. And all that requires a strong mental state, which is not conducive to someone that regularly masturbates, someone that, jerks a banana every single day, that chases pleasure. And every day, you are in a battle. That battle that you're in, it's for your mind, your soul, your spirit, your peace of mind. Every day you're in a battle for all that. In every way, ranging from, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So when a man retains semen, they just become stronger overall. and so their mind takes note and feels superior. And this is ultimately a path that elevates the human spirit in the body. And the testosterone increase and sensibility becomes very high. You will see that 99% of guys on the street are weak compared to you if you eat clean and retain semen, and of course, work out. Another thing is that women, they see something different in you. They just sense something unique about you. And they know that you are purpose driven just by looking at you, by seeing the way you move. They don't have to say nothing to you. They can just instantly know when they're in the presence of a strong, masculine man, someone that is purpose driven. And it's not always necessary to deny pleasure with women, only if she is with you for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? If she's with you for the right reasons and not just to use you as one of her, quote unquote sneaky links or a sex toy, right? And also to not just have sex for a one-night stand or just for a degenerate hookup. You know what I'm saying? You have to avoid all that on semen retention. Get with a woman for the right reasons. Not just for a one-night stand. Not for some animal sex. Having intercourse with a woman that ultimately doesn't fulfill your purpose in life. She adds nothing to your life. Instead, she's just subtracting from your life. You want to avoid those type of women that are just there to drain you. Okay, she can give you sex. Okay, what else? What's next? What's the bigger picture here? You know what I'm saying? So you got to avoid all that on retention, man. But mating with a woman, right? Mating with a woman that is wife and mother material is something that all men should be striving to do. You should be getting with a woman that has those type of qualities, that can raise children, that loves children. You know what I'm saying? That can be a helpmate to her man, that can add on, that can be a support system that can empower the man that she's with. You want to get with those type of women that know their place, that know what their role is, and that play up to their role, and they don't try to cross over into your role, which is the leader, the masculine figure. She stays in her place, in her feminine energy, and that's where she belongs. And the thing is, like, with 7 billion humans on this planet, in this world, we didn't just get here by just osmosis. Okay? We didn't just magically appeared. Sex is how we got here. Procreating, men and women procreating together, coming together to create life. And sex is very important for the body. It can actually rejuvenate the body and mind, as long as you avoid casual hookups and degenerate relationships that ultimately mean nothing. And animal sex is pointless. And really, the whole point of having sex is to produce and bring forth children into the land. That's the whole point. If you're serious about starting a family, you as a retainer would organically practice being celibate. Keep your energy within only till it's time to mate with a serious woman who is about purpose. And another thing to address, another element that I want to discuss is semen retention can protect you from violence from others, or you could use it as a way to stand up for yourself physically. Much like how your body has, the antigens to kill viruses. You should have that inner nerve to be able to put down any threat to your life. You know what I'm saying? From a physical standpoint. You see, most guys, they get bullied in school. They get bullied in school or at work because they have depleted their internal power, right? Their internal power from jacking off all day to a screen. And the result of that is you feeling very weak. So when somebody goes to test you in public, you cannot stand up for yourself. You're not going to have, the balls to fight back because you empty out your nutsack. You know what I'm saying? So you won't have the balls to stand up for yourself because you depleted yourself. You see what I'm saying? And when you do this, you become more susceptible to being physically bullied and made fun of. You know what I'm saying? You see, when I was in middle school, 7th grade, I was in a new school and I knew nobody at all. And being the new kid was tough for me because I was in an environment where I was at a social disadvantage. I was disliked and verbally insulted, and I felt set apart from everybody. But no one dared to fight me or try to beat me up. Why? Because I wasn't jerking off every day, wasting my life force. At that time, 7th grade, I believe I was about 11, 12 years old. And this is before, but this is before I knew about, jerking off and all that stuff. By the time I was in 8th grade, that's when I started to, ejaculate. But 7th grade, I knew nothing about jerking off. So I still had my life force intact. It was being maintained. And it's pretty simple, right? At that time, that just, it wasn't just life force energy. It was my protection. It served as my protection from any bullies. You can also say it was a repellent from negative forces coming at me, even though I still had to deal with people not liking me, kind of giving me dirty looks, looking at me crazy, treating me a certain way, a little differently than other kids. But no one wanted to physically harm me. Even though they felt like they wanted to, they didn't have the gall to actually do it because they knew there was something about me that was not to be messed with. There was something about me that they didn't want to test. They want to test me verbally, you know. And here's the thing, even though, at the time I had no fighting skills, but from a mental standpoint, I wasn't someone that you can just walk all over. You see? And you'll notice when you start retaining, if you're in school right now, like you're still a teenager, you're attending high school. If you're someone that's getting bullied, probably verbally, physically, practicing retention, not jerking off, not beating a drum, not watching corn, that will help you out immensely when it comes to social situations. And when people try to test you, you're going to have the gall, you're going to have the testosterone, right? The guts to stand up for yourself and not let anybody walk all over you. You feel me? If somebody were to try you physically, you can fight back. You're not going to be weak to stand up for yourself physically. Even if you were to lose a fight, what really matters is that, your reputation, your respect, standing up for yourself is very important as a young man. You know what I'm saying? And the point is, if a man were to retain, he would become powerful that no one would even dare to attack him, even mentally. People are not going to try you. They're just not. They'll keep their distance, and they may say some slick stuff here and there to you to kind of get you out of character. But at the end of the day, they don't got the balls to really try you like that physically. No. Because they know they'll get destroyed. They know for a fact you'll probably say yes, most likely. So when it comes to seed retention, your goal becomes, your goal is to become a modern warrior from every aspect, not just physically. It's important to arm yourself with the word of God, acquire wisdom, eat well, do some push-ups, lift a little, work on your stamina, increase your testosterone, and develop your life overall. So that's all I have for y'all for now. And hopefully this video helped you guys in any way. And if it did, make sure y'all hit that like button for the algorithm, subscribe for more content, share this video to anybody that needs to watch it, and give me your thoughts down below. You know what I'm saying? Your experiences being on retention. Has anybody tried to mess with you while being on retention versus when you weren't on retention? What was your respect level like? Did anybody really respect you in terms of your social circle, being at work, at school? Did you face any bullying, people picking on you and stuff, right? Just share your thoughts down below. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you don't want to waste your seed. You want to maintain it because it's going to help you throughout your life. It's going to serve to be a very valuable tool in your navigation in life, to navigate the life that you are in.